Hi, I'm Bjorn, your movie archaeologist, and welcome back to the Temple of Movie Reviews. Today we've got a fine looking artifact, as you can see here, and this one is surprisingly jewel encrusted. It's looking kind of nice, surprisingly. And this is, of course, the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I have previously gone on record saying I thought looked bad. Look, I know I'm the world's best movie archaeologist. You don't have to tell me. So when I went to approach this movie, I was doubtful. But as you know, your opinion is now that the movie is good because I told you it is. That's how this works. God damn it. Break your character a little bit there. This movie is a ball. I had a blast. It's fun. It's got some goofy characters, some funny writing, which was at the end of the day all I was really expecting from it. I think this movie just has a sort of energy to it that's fun. That being said, this is not Citizen Kane. Don't go into this expecting something really incredible and mind-blowing. This isn't going to blow your world. It's the Mario movie, guys. I think at the end of the day, it's just fun. It's got some very good, witty dialogue. Really gorgeous movie. Got lots of beautiful visual style. Mind you, it's not pretty in like the way that Spider-Verse is, or like Puss in Boots 2. This movie is not on par with either of those. It's just some good, lighthearted fun. It's probably great for children. I don't have any, I wouldn't know, but I'd say if you have kids, this would be a good movie that both you and the kid will probably enjoy. I'd like to highlight the music, the score. It reincorporates a lot of the original Mario themes, which, I mean, it is cheating because it's already a bit of music that's existed, but it works pretty well here and it's fun to listen to. The most shocking thing of all is that the voice acting is not absolutely abhorrently terrible. In fact, it's actually pretty good. I thought Chris Pratt was great. I didn't even notice it was him. The trailers did the world's worst disservice to him. I feel bad, honestly. Like, God, they made him sound like he was going to be terrible. And, like, he isn't, like, at all that bad. I don't know what happened there, man. Charlie did great. Anya Taylor-Joy is whatever, she's fine. Seth Rogen Donkey Kong is pretty terrible. I think this was a bad casting choice. Admittedly, I'm not a big fan of Seth Rogen, and here he really doesn't work at all, I don't think. They do the Seth Rogen laugh at one point, which made me laugh, but not in a haha that was funny, and more of a laughing at the movie instead of with it sort of way. The most inspired casting is obviously Bowser. Jack Black is wonderful. He brings this sort of infectious energy to the movie that just never stops once it starts. He's fun, he's likable, he's giving it his all, he's super hamming it up. I mean, like, really hamming it up. But, like, obviously having fun. And they made a narrative choice with Bowser. I'll go ahead and say the very lightest of spoilers. This is basically an odd thing, but they tweaked Bowser's character a little bit. While he is the menacing, ferocious killing machine from the original game, you know, the Mario game, they made Bowser like a simp. And it's hilarious. I don't know whose idea it was, but it's very funny. He's like pining over Princess Peach. He has like a little altar to her. He's writing love ballads, and they let Jack Black sing as Bowser. It's just really entertaining stuff, and it pays off pretty well in the movie. His motivations are a lot more funny and entertaining than the original Bowser. All in all, this is a very good decision to change. Whoever came up with the inspired idea of making Jack Black Bowser, I mean, it's great. They clearly wrote the part for him because of his singing. I don't think they would have given those sort of songs to anyone but Jack Black. It sounds like Jack Black is improvising a lot of it. I don't know if that's the case. So props to you, Mario movie. Everyone mocked you, but you were light years ahead of us on this front, apparently. They saw into the future, man, because the casting, it just works, except for Seth Rogen Donkey Kong. That's bad. One other minor complaint besides Seth Rogen is the music. Now, I said I like the score. I love the score. In fact, I wish they used it more, because what they do is they use tons and tons of licensed music, and they tend to use it in such a way that it's like thing that's happening in the movie, but it's in the song, so it's supposed to be funny. Oh, we do some funnies here. And it comes off like Suicide Squad 2016. It's not good. The music is good. I like these songs when they're not in the goddamn Mario movie. Take my licensed songs out of my movie when they're not utilized properly within the scene. There's the one I like, and admittedly I should hate it, but I like it because it's so on the nose, it's almost funny. There's a scene where Mario is running through New York and No Rest Till Brooklyn starts playing. And I'm laughing here because it's a really stupid song choice, but it's sort of stupid in a way that makes it sort of amusing. I don't know. All in all, I enjoyed this movie. Again, visually very cool. It doesn't have that like Disney Pixar photorealistic thing. They've gone for a more cartoony angle. There's lots of funny background jokes. I wrote one down. When they pass an antique store inside of the Mushroom Kingdom, you can see a bunch of old video game cartridges and whatever. The funny part is there's someone selling it, and in the background, if you listen carefully, he says, if it doesn't work, you gotta blow in it, referencing the old Nintendo 64 cartridges that used to have to blow dust out of. I'm that old, people. And I thought, I liked all that stuff. So, yeah, this movie is really fun. It's delightful. It's probably great for kids. For adults, it's okay, especially if you're a fan of Mario and Nintendo in general. Those Nintendo fanboys are going to go wild for this. And I thought it was, it was okay. Briefly, I'd like to touch on two things. One, future movies Nintendo might consider, and the reviews for this movie. The reviews for this movie have been scathing. And I can't help but wonder, did they go in expecting like The Last of Us, like Citizen Kane? They're like, oh, the last video game thing I saw was The Last of Us. Because I can't imagine a universe where this is a 40% Rotten Tomatoes. Even if you're like an ultimate hater, I wouldn't expect him to hate this movie. I've been mocking it for weeks on this channel, and I enjoyed it. So I think some critics, I think they might be sniffing and tasting a little bit of Chateau de la Fart, specifically their own variety. It's a rare vintage. Because I don't know what you expect from a Mario movie. This is about as good as a Mario movie could be. So to give it like really scathing reviews just seems sort of disingenuous to me, and is sort of looking for something this movie was never going to be. I think you should grade movies based on what they're attempting. This movie is attempting to be a sort of lighthearted, fun romp, and it works really well on that front. It made me giggle. I saw this movie with someone who has never seen or played a Mario thing. They knew nothing about it. They knew that Mario was a plumber, and that his brother was Luigi, and that was it. They didn't know what a Yoshi was, no Donkey Kong knowledge, didn't know what Bowser was. So they enjoyed this movie more than I did. So I guess it works if you've never been involved in the Mario franchise before. So hey, how about that one? So yeah, all in all, this movie is pretty entertaining. It's likable. It's fun. As for the future of Nintendo movies, I think that they should do Legends of Zelda or Metroid. I think everyone agrees. Maybe a Pokemon animated thing. I don't know. We already have a million of those. But I suspect they're going to try to set up Super Smash Brothers, make a cinematic universe thing. And that could be fairly enjoyable. I will remain open-minded. If the quality animation-wise and sort of lighthearted tone keeps through with this one, maybe not lighthearted for Metroid, but the tone, the general fun that I had with this is better than most kids' movies are. And honestly, they clearly tried visually. There's tons of fun gags. The action scenes are pretty entertaining. The use of like the turtle shells and the Koopas and all that. Sorry for all the noise downstairs. With all that being said, I'm going to give the Mario movie a 7 out of 10. This one is pretty entertaining, and I liked it. This has been 3 good movies I've seen in a row, so that makes me terrified for next month, which I think really just has Guardians in it. I suspect that'll be good too, so I'm in for a real stinker this summer. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's frightening. If you're forced to choose this weekend what you want to see, I would say Dungeons & Dragons is a better movie than this. This is, it's just for kids. You're not getting any crazy good story here. The story isn't really anything to write home about. Mostly it's just fun and lighthearted with some goofy moments and fun visuals. Dungeons & Dragons to me was a better movie, and I think it deserves support more than this. This is going to do fine. This is going to make $1 billion. I can't even imagine how much money they're going to make on merchandising with this thing. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. Pretty enjoyable. If you got kids, I don't know if any of you who watch me have kids, but if you do, maybe take them to this. They'll definitely enjoy it, and they'll make you buy a bunch of shitty merch. It's not my fault. I didn't do it, all right? I'm just a movie archaeologist. I'm just here to look at the artifacts and tell it how it is. All right, I'm going to go down into the temple. If you want to see the next artifact I discover, the next movie review, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe on this video, maybe turn on the notification bell. All right, I'm going down deeper into the temple. Adios.